oils. Morning crew, and welcome back to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. Now, it's been a while since I've actually got my hands on some spanners, and my apologies for that. There's been a lot going on at this end, not to mention the Tool Girl trials, which really do get in the way. We're trying to get some real fixing done. But I've got a week off work, so prepare yourself. Plenty more videos coming out very soon. Now, this morning, I had to get up really early because, well, I say really early, it's about 9:30 now before I got the workshop tidied up. Ben's been in the workshop doing stuff. His current motorcycle for the road has blown up again, so he's got that in bits and we've got to do a top end rebuild on that. And his ute, his pickup truck, has failed the warrant. He took it down to our friends at VTNZ in Auckland. I think it was the Albany branch. And it came back with a list of things wrong with it. Now, he has done very well over the last few years with it passing the WOF. We call it a WOF, Warrant of Fitness. I think he's dodged the bullet a few times, to be honest. But anyway, he's got quite a list of fails, and I'll read them out to you. The first one, which is what we're going to be fixing on this video, is they've said that the lower ball joint is worn on the right front. Okay, well, we can go outside and check that before we change it, but I have got a new one right here just in case. The right front wheel hub, the bearing is also loose and requires adjustment. That'll be another video, and I'm pretty sure that is loose. I felt that. It also needs a full set of front sway bar links and bushes. Well, we've got all those in stock just down here. There's some bushes and some links and all sorts. That's another video. Both his rear tyres failed. One had a nail in it and one had some exposed cords, so he's found a couple of spare tyres he's got and put those on, so that should be sorted. He's fixed the wiper blades because they were all perished. They were really perished actually. And he's fitted a new set of rear brake shoes because for some reason it had an imbalance on the rear brakes. We seem to be getting that a lot on the moment on our cars. Remember the little Suzuki Alto had the same problem. Now, Ben's fitted the shoes, but I think it needs some adjustments, so maybe I'll be doing a video on that as well at some point. Now, all of this has to be done before the weekend because Ben's going to be driving down to Taupo in this ute, which is the furthest it's ever been, I think, to go mountain biking with his friends, and I don't want him to miss out, so we've got to get it fixed. Right, now all the parts came from, not a sponsor, Coastal Auto Spares, just down the road in Orewa. I do like to try and support local businesses. And the manager down there, Nathan, is one of my ex-students. Great lad, very helpful. Obviously a very small area that he furnishes. There's not many people live up there, but he does do a great job. And the whole lot, all the parts, cost a total of just shy of $200. Anybody local that's paying a bit more than what I am, you better give Nathan a bit of a badger and try and get the price down. Damn. Okay, so the ball joint we've got, and the part number, has it got a part number on the box? Oh, it has. Only just. There you go, look. SB1522. And this is an AT Auto Lots parts. Now, hang on, I'll give you the proper logo. There you go, look. I've never heard of these guys. Every time I order parts, I seem to get a different brand, but doesn't matter. So, this, oh God, we even get a new pin. Bloody good. So this is the joint. It's quite a beefy joint actually. It's quite a good little ute. It's well made. 1993. It is a 1993 Ford Courier, and it does have points ignition. Now many people have said to me, it should be electronic by then. No, it's got points ignition. Maybe it was an old one that came across to New Zealand in a bit of a batch. You know, that's maybe got registered in 1993, but it could be, you know, a bit older. Who knows? But there you go, that is the new ball joint. Now, we're probably going to fit it regardless of whether we find any play in the 01 or not. I suspect the Warrant of Fitness guy has been covering all the bases. There is definitely play in the wheel bearing on the same corner, on the front right. But I'm not too sure about the fact that there's play in the lower ball joint. We're going to go and check it, and maybe, you know, I'm going to replace it regardless, because then he's going to get the warrant. I can't risk delaying getting this warrant any longer. And if there isn't any play in the old ball joint, then maybe I'll just take it up with the inspector when I take the vehicle back for a recheck, hopefully Thursday or Friday. I'll have to wait and see. Okay, so really the first job is to head outside and see if we can see any kind of play. Now I know it's going to be really difficult on the camera to see movement unless it's really, really badly worn. And I think if it was, we'd have noticed it driving it. But you'll have to just take my word for it, whether I can feel the play or not. Okay, well, enough waffle, Andy. Let's go outside and do some real work. Here we go. Okay, so hopefully you can see okay. It's pretty bright out here, so I'm trying to act as a bit of a shadow for you. But we've got the lower ball joint here on the right-hand side. And this vehicle's got torsion bar suspension, so at the moment the lower arm is pushing down on that joint and compressing it together. So we need to relieve that force by jacking up the lower arm a little bit. As soon as the upper arm has come off its bump stop, then we know that this hub, this knuckle joint, should be free floating, so to speak. So we'll give it a little tweak. Boom! There we go. Should be right. There we go. Okay, so we're pretty much loose at that point. And now, when I apply a force on the tyre in the upwards direction, we should see movement on that joint. At the moment, the joint, you know, that knuckle joint is hanging down on the ball joint. So if we lift it up, we should see some kind of movement. And obviously, you've got to do that from the ground or from the side of the jack. And I'll do it from the side of the jack because it's got a nice lip on there for the crowbar. Jeez. I wonder if it really is worn. I didn't see any kind of movement when I jacked it up. I'll get you guys really close, I think. Right, I've been on shadow control and parked the old Nissan Patrol between us and the sun to block it out, and it's doing a great job. Okay, so I'm going to put the crowbar under the tyre and lift the wheel in the vertical orientation, and we should see some movement between the cup part, which is up here, and the knuckle joint itself. Basically, this distance should change if there's any kind of movement. Okay, here we go. Let's tell me if you can see any movement or not. I really can't feel anything. Now, I've been taught the best way to check for any kind of movement when you're lifting it up is to put one finger on each part of the joint, and you can usually feel the knock inside. Now, I can maybe see a tiny amount, but it's probably the joint moving across. Ambiguous. The boot is almost split at this side though. That's not a good sign. Okay, well, like I said, we're going to change it anyway. Once it's off, we can double check there was nothing wrong with it as regards movement. Okay, let's crack on, get this joint pulled out. Now, like I said before, there's definitely play in the wheel bearing, and we'll just check that before we take the wheel off. And basically, you can hear that. Not good at all. So we'll address that a bit later on. Right, wheel off. About time for a new air compressor, I reckon. Need that, I need to drain it. There we go. This is going to be a really easy job. He says that now. I'll show you. Okay, we've still got the weight off, you know, the tension off the lower arm. The jack's still there. Now, yes, I should really put an axle stand under there, but hey, I'm a motorcyclist, I live dangerously. So we've just got to remove the cotter pin in there, the split pin, undo the nut, the big castle nut, which is always fun if it's seized up. And we've got 4 retaining bolts on the lower arm, pretty much all of which I can get in there with the rattle gun, so shouldn't take long at all. Right, where's my pliers, my snippers? Need that out first. If I remember rightly, this is how I broke my snippers last time, so hopefully we won't break them any more than we have done. About time for some new ones anyway. I have to go and see Brandon down at Teng and hit him up for some new tools, I think. Every tool's a hammer. Hey Eric. There we go. Right, and then we can get hold of it like that and pull it through. Job done. Brilliant. Right, sockets. I don't know. 24? 22? We'll find out. Right, 22. Oh, wrong way around this deal. Oh, not quite. 24. I bet it's a 23. We haven't got one of those. But the only one I haven't got to hand be under the house somewhere. In my old tools from England. Right, see if this is going to work. Oh man, that was loose. Okay, that's that one done. Looks like 14's on the top. We've got 4 of those. Right, see if we can get in with the Tool Girl Sam's little windy gun. Maybe, without destroying the camera. Don't tell me it's got a nut on it. Nope, captive. Oh, sorry camera. Well, that's one out. I thought it was sheared for a second then. Jeez. Right, next one. That's tight. Right, time for some spray, I think. See what we've got. God, everything's a walk when you're working outside. Okay, I'm going in. That'll work. Hopefully. Right. Here we go again. Bloody good. Well done, Tang. Right, other side. Easy. Doink! Come on, air compressor. You can do it. Well, that's 3 out of 4. Let's get some air built up and I reckon we'll get this straight out. See, he's even marked it with a yellow chalk to say that there's a play on that joint. He was pretty sure, wasn't he? Done. Okay, well, all we need to do now is get it out of here. And to do that, we need a big hammer. Okay, so all the bolts are undone. The next job is to free off the taper that's inside here on the ball joint. Obviously when these are tightened up, it pulls that taper down and makes it really tight, which is the idea. So we're going to need a big hammer to whack on there and shock that joint loose. Shock the pin part of the joint loose from there, then we can pull it out, whip the ball joint out, and I'm going to have a look at it. Right, so I'm equipped with my medium-sized hammer. I'm going to be hitting it right there, and hopefully I won't take the camera out at the same time. Hold on, guys. Oh, we are loose. There we go. Okie dokie. Hopefully there's enough room now to get it out of there. Maybe. There isn't. Damn you, Ford. Okay, I'm just going to loosen the top ball joint off and lower the whole thing down, I think. Right, I'll just loosen these 3 bolts off up there. Give them a bit of spray. Don't forget the last one. Yeah, not the lens, I hope. Okay, time for the rattle gun again. These are only a 12. Oh, that was easy. Putting new bolts. Ben's had this ute for a long time though, and I don't remember replacing this one. Oh, and again. Get off. Too much mud. Need to clean your vehicle, Ben. Now, somewhere there's a washer. You see where it went? Okay, so I'm just lower that down now. Here we go. Sit it on there so it's not on the brake pipe. And oh. There we go. Get the old ball joint out. Brilliant. Now what we're going to do? Put another bolt back in. Can't let it hang on the old flexi, can we? Stay. That'll do. Flexi's loose. Perfect. Right. Back to the workshop and we'll check this one out. Well, that was relatively easy, wasn't it? And here is the old joint. So much better inside the workshop, isn't it? So we have got, I did notice some potential problems with the boot, but he hasn't failed it on that, and it is a fail over in New Zealand if the boot's ripped. We've certainly got some significant perishing around this area here, but has it failed? Has it allowed dirt to get inside? Well, I don't think it has by the looks of it, so we'll just going to flick that little boot off if we can. Without stabbing myself, I'm very good at doing that. Come on, mister. Tell you what, stick it in the vise, we'll do it in there. Save my blood. Right, how are we going to do this for you guys? Can you see like that? I think you can. There we go. I know, I've got to fix the vise. One day. Bigger screwdriver. More pry-barness. I think we need a hammer too. I think there's a steel collar under there. It's not just rubber, that's for sure. There we go. Excellent. Right, let's take a look. So, you ready? Here we go. Well, that doesn't look too contaminated to me. Maybe it's just worn. We'll give it a bit of a clean and we'll test it. See if we can get any kind of movement on it. Don't need that anymore. In the bin. Right. Oh, it's pretty loose. Pretty floppy. The guy could be right. I'm going to clean all the grease out. See if we can feel anything. Found some more rags, which is good. Saying that, Ben's back in the workshop later on today, so that's why I'm trying to work pretty quick and get all this done before he starts making a lot of noise, as he does. Ooh. You can tell how loose it is, can't you? But, can we feel any play? Now sure, the loading on the car is massive, so I won't be able to replicate that. Chuck a bit of brake cleaner in there. Ooh, I can. You hear that? There is. I'll do you a close-up. Right, that's what you call a close-up. Okay, so now there's a bit of fluid on there. You might be able to see the ripples in the fluid too, so you just lift it straight up and down. It's only small, but it's definitely worn. And when they go all loose and floppy like that, and if you turn it and try it again, that play goes away, because obviously it's running in a different position, but at a certain point there, you can see it. So the guy was right. Well done, Mr. VTNZ. And maybe when we tested it, it had moved a little bit. I don't know. Maybe we're in a different position. Maybe you tested it on full lock rather than straight ahead. Now, mind you, we were a bit off straight ahead, weren't we? So maybe that's the reason. Maybe you tested it with the wheel straight ahead, which is obviously where they spend most of the time. I couldn't do that because the camera was in the way. There we go. Right, that's junk. Good job. Time for a new one. I'm feeling a little bit better now that Ben hasn't wasted his money on all these parts. And he actually did need them. So this little ball joint is probably the original one, actually. It's done its time. It's time for a nice new one. Unfortunately, as you've already seen, we have one here. Out with the old, in with the new. Hope it's the right one. Does it look the same? You tell me. Looks pretty damn similar, doesn't it? Yeah. I reckon that'll do the trick. And I'll be putting thread lock on all of the bolts. These 4 retaining bolts. Here, look. That go in those 4 holes. Right, Newcastle nut off. Wow, that's stiff. Man, I can't even move it. Okay, this one's going to last for years, I reckon. It's really tight. Oh, just. Nah, now she's moving. There we go, look. That's good. He's gonna. The test guy's gonna love this. He should pass it for the next few years now, I reckon. Okay, back outside. Let's do some more work. I need my thread lock. Right, I'm not exactly sure how well this is going to go because I didn't bother to disassemble the whole thing. So I'm just going to pop a couple of bolts in here for now, temporarily, on the new lower ball joint. One. And we'll do the thread lock thing a bit later on, I think, once everything's sort of back together. There we go. Right. That's my windy gun. Buzz those down a bit. That'll do. One's fine. The other one's just located it. Okay, now for the big bit. We're going to thread that in, get the nut on the bottom, but at the same time, make sure the upper ball joint's in the right place too. Okay. Wish me luck, because this is not light. Come on, lower ball joint, get in. Oh man. You can do it. There we go. Get that under there. Put the nut on. And we can relax a bit. Jeez. Okay. Drag it a bit further up. Right, time to get these top 3 bolts back in again. We're going to need the aid of a crowbar, I think. Just to bring that top arm down a bit and line everything up. Ooh, maybe. See if we can get another one done. Oh, there we go, look, she's in. That's one. Right, we need a second one of those in. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Where's my windy gun? Oh, at last. pretty good. Cool. Okay, we can start with some thread lock, and I haven't got a lot left. See, Ben's stolen my original pot. Ah, he's in trouble when he gets back. Right, now I've not put the washers under there either for now because they're only in there temporarily. So we're just going to get a bit of this thread lock stick stuff, which I've just about got enough, hopefully. Emergency amount. There we go. And now a washer. Let's see if we can get that thread to line up. I hope. Yes. Good job. I think one ugga dugger should do. I'll double check the torque later on. Right, let's tighten that one up. So it doesn't move. Whiz that one out. There we go. Put the washer on. And some more thread lock if we've got any. He'll be complaining that his front wheels dropped off. I'll be saying, well, you used up all the thread lock, mate. What do you expect? There we go. Do that one up. Undo that one. Oh, it's fun, isn't it? Right. Okay, washer on. Last bit of thread lock. I'm going to need some more for the down the bottom as well. I'll have to go out and get some. Any excuse. There we go. It should be enough. I mean, they didn't have thread lock on before, but I like to be cautious, you know. I don't like things falling apart on people. Okay. There we go. Excellent. Right, back down to the bottom ball joint. I think we might just get away with this. We've got just enough. Mr. Ben. I think the rust will hold him in anyway. Come on, mister, why are you not going in? I know you're lined up. It's not perfect. Maybe I need to slacken that bottom off a little bit. Here we go. Right. Have we got any movement? Yes. Hallelujah. Right. Let's get that one buzzed up. Can you get in? Right, we'll have that one out. Yeah. That should definitely go back in again now. Right. Woohoo, nearly there. Other side. Right. Okay, let's do this one first. That one's a bit tight. Oh, I can hear Ben. Maybe I'll get my thread lock back. Little turnip. Yeah. I really am getting low on this stuff now. Right, enough for this one though. Yes, he's checking the letterbox. He buys so much stuff off Amazon now, it's unreal. Okay. Okay, I can't show you the bike, but if you can name that bike that he's on. Listen, listen, listen. What is that? You tell me in the comments. Right. I really could do with the ratchets. It's back! It was in Ben's bloody lawnmower. Turnip. Where's my bolts? See if we can get this one started. It's proving a bit of a pain. There we go, we're in. Okay. Windy gun. Come on, compressor. Courier always helps you got the rattle gun on the full power mode. What a numpty. Right, where's the last washer? That's the question. Right, proper thread lock. Oh, that'll do. Jeez. I think Ben must have cut the nozzle a bit. Oh, waste any. It's like unicorn blood around here, is it, sir? More like it. Last one. Oh, jeez. Oh, right. Lastly, the big nut and the split pin. Right, we can get rid of the jack now. That'll load up that joint. Make sure that that pin doesn't turn. Oh, it would stop on half a hole. Has it got two holes in it? It hasn't. Oh, overshot. Okay, bring that back a little bit. It's a long way up as the split pin. It might just still fit through actually. That's odd. Okay. Easy. Well, it ain't gonna fall out. It's not ideal though. Normally that hole should be in line really up here, so maybe a washer's called for, but that's how it came. That's how it's going to be. Stick it through that way, look, you can see what's going on. Where's my hammer? There we are, look, that'll do. Perfect. Done. Well, that wasn't too bad a job, at least Ben's one step closer to getting his ute back on the road again. Must admit, there was a few bits that you won't see on this footage where I was cursing and swearing trying to get the first bolt in on that upper ball joint. It wasn't an easy way of doing it, to be honest. And yes, maybe in hindsight I should have taken the whole thing apart just a bit more. But, you know, you just try and get the job done, don't you? I've got lots to do today. So it's goodbye to the old joint. And next job is going to be fitting some new sway bar links. These look really high quality. Thanks, Nathan. Yeah, look, one of those. The one for the other side. Pretty standard sort of things, really. And of course, the bushes that mount the sway bar to the chassis. And we've got two of those, and that's the part number for the bushes. If you've got one of these utes, and that's the part number for the sway bar link. And that's going to be on the next video. Okay crew, well if you found this video helpful, why not click on the subscribe button. You'll see a little gear icon turn up, click on the gear icon, and then you can tick the box and turn on notifications. And our friends down at YouTube will send you an email as and when I upload any new videos. You'll also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Google+, and Twitter. Feel free to communicate through any of those portals. However, first point of contact, if you don't mind, through the comments on YouTube, unless of course it's of a sensitive nature. You know, some things you don't want to put out there publicly. And you can always private message me on Facebook as well. There's also a Patreon page. You can drop onto that and you'll find information about how the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel came to be and what's planned for the future. You can also make a donation should you wish. Okay, crew, until next time, which is about 5 minutes, see you around. Over and out.